Hey Broken Beauties, I'm back again with another video and I'm so excited. Of course, I get to do exactly what I love to do, which is talk about Jesus. No, but I'm so excited. I'm excited about the feedback from the last two videos. You guys seem to really have been enjoying the first video, just kind of, quick little motivation. And then also the first video of every month on Wednesday will be of my husband and I, and it looks like you guys were enjoying that as well. But remember, this channel is about you, helping you, us connecting, and all of the above. So if you guys have questions, comments, ideas that you want to see on the channel or that you have for me, please leave them in the comment section below. I want to hear from you. I want to connect with you. You can also connect with me on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on all of them. All of them are We Are Broken Beautifully, except for Twitter. Twitter doesn't allow for all the characters. So Twitter is We Are Broken Beaut, but I will leave all of that information in the comment section below. So I'm not going to ramble because that's what I'll do. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. All right, so let's get right into it. So I'm very real with you guys. I've been like that since I've started even the blog for Broken Beautifully. I'm very honest about my journey in my relationship with God because I feel like that's one of the biggest things that's going on in our Christian society. We have people that really kind of pretend that they're at a level that they're not to kind of show face instead of just saying, hey, I'm freaking flawed and I need help. So that's how I am. I'm freaking flawed and I need help. If you're watching this video, say that to yourself. I am freaking flawed and I need help. And we know the only person that's going to be able to help us is Jesus. So it's like, let's just be real about it and keep it pushing, okay? So I've been really working in regards to my relationship with God. I'm always working at it. That's what we should be doing. Always pressing towards the mark, trying to get better and do better in Him. So one of the words that He has really helped me and had me focus on is being intentional. The word intentional. I told you guys, if you had a chance to check out my latest blog piece on www.brokenbeautifully.org, it was, I'm so blessed. Wait, am I? And one of the things that I talked about was being intentional. And God had to completely shift my focus to be able to understand that being intentional is so very important in every single relationship you have and in every single thing that you do. But it is most important in our relationship with God. So today we're going to focus on relationship over religion, and also just kind of making sure that we're not fighting the process to get better and do better in Him. All right. So it's kind of like a two-part thing. We're going to focus on relationship over religion and not fighting the process. All right. So stick with me. So the reason why we're going to, or the blah, 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 blah. The reason as to why I've been really focusing on relationship over religion is because in religion, you're very by the book. We saw that with the Pharisees. They had been looking for Jesus to come for how long? He's in their face. And because He wasn't by the book, according to their standards, He wasn't who they were looking for. They fought Him at every chance and opportunity that they could. But we have to understand that Jesus is not you can't have a relationship with Him and be all habitual about it. Like, of course, I talked to you guys about this in the last video a little bit. Like, yes, it's important to carve time out of your day for God. It's important. Like, if you feel, hey, I want to get up at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning to have my relationship time or to have my time with God where I'm devoted and focused only on Him, that's absolutely wonderful. There is nothing wrong with that in the least. Let me be clear. When I say being habitual in your relationship, I mean, there's no feeling behind it. There's no intimacy. It's not you being intentional. It's just you checking it off your list. That's what we don't want. That's religion. Oh, I need to go to church. Oh, I need to go to Bible study. Oh, I need to go to Sunday school. Oh, I haven't read my Bible today. I guess I need to read it. I'm not really feeling it, or I don't really want to. I'm really not paying attention to it, but I'm skimming through and I've read a couple chapters. I'm good to go. Let me go do what I really want to do. You understand what I'm saying? That's habitual. Just like in your relationship with a husband and wife, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, you have to be intentional. I talked about this before, like with my husband. Yes, it's great and it's good for us to have time that we schedule out of our day, our week, our month to go on date night, or to it's just me and him. It's awesome. But in the midst of us doing that, we have to be intentional with it. We have to be focused. We have to be involved. It's not just saying, hey, let's go to dinner, where we ride together, we go inside, we sit down together, we're eating, but we're not really engaging with one another. We're not really investing that time and that energy with one another. Our mind is elsewhere. That's where the relationship part has to kick in, and that's where being intentional has to kick in. So that's what I mean. I want to make sure that I'm clear about that. I don't think it's anything wrong with setting your time. Just like me in the morning, me and my husband, we get up about 6 o'clock, and he has to leave out of here no later than like 6:30, 6:35. He'll call me when he gets to work to let me know he made it there safely. I don't have to clock in for work until 8 o'clock. So that's a great time for me to have my prayer time, have my Bible study time, and not just, not just my Bible study, because I say like I'll have my prayer time and I may be doing other things while I'm praying or talking to him, and I'll read like some of my devotions, but that's a time where I'm able to have that just to myself. However, just because you set a time apart to have your relationship time with God doesn't mean that you just shut him off for the rest of the day. Okay, so this is another part about being intentional. Just like with my husband and I, when he leaves for the day, he'll come, we'll give each other a kiss. I love you. Have a great day. See you later. But he can't just cut me off for the rest of the day. He cannot just cut me off for the rest of the day, okay? Because I will go crazy. I'll be like, baby, where you at? No, I'm just playing. And I can't do the same thing with him either. I can't just be like, okay, well, you got your kiss for the day. I'll holler at you later. No, it has to be where we're both intentional. Even if we may be tired, even if we've had a hard day at work, whatever the case may be, we still have to be very intentional. Just because we do it in the beginning of the day doesn't mean that we cut each other off for the rest of the day. And that's the same thing with your relationship with God. And that's why being intentional is so important. When you're intentional about it, you have him in your focus. So yes, starting your day off with God, absolutely great. I'll tell anybody, it's awesome. If you are able to take time in the morning, even if it's just to say your prayer and read one scripture, it makes a difference. It's great to start your day off that way. But once you've done that, take time or be intentional throughout your day, and talking to him. You're sitting in traffic and you're waiting, to get to where you go. Traffic is backed up, whatever the case may be. Have your music playing that's actually talking about God and uplifting him, or take that time to even talk to him about something that may be on your mind. Sometimes we're so habitual in our day and our routine. I know I'll speak for my own self. A lot of the times I'm driving places, I don't even remember the trip. I just know that I drove there, but my mind is so far elsewhere that I'm like, how did I get here? Like, because I've been thinking the entire time. So what about if we took that time where we're thinking aimlessly or, randomly scrolling Facebook, and we said we're going to be on for 5 minutes and we end up being on for 30 minutes? How about we are more intentional about incorporating more of him within our day? Because your relationship with God is so very intimate, is so special to you and him. And so you have to, and this is a term, I don't hear it too often now. My grandmother used to say this to us all the time in Sunday school. She'd say, you have to learn to make love to him. And as a kid, I'm like, how the heck am I supposed to do that? Like, what the freaking heck are you talking about? Like, how am I supposed to do that? But what that means is you speak sweet to him. You tell him how good he is. Like, I tell my husband I love him every single day. He knows it. I try my best to show it every single day. But I do know there's a difference when I just get all up under him and I tell him, like, baby, I love you so much. Like, you're so good to me. And I love you for who you are and how he provides for us as a family, and the things that he's doing now to set up our future for me and him and our children, and just the love that he has for family and the love that he has for me. And and telling him how awesome he is, and telling him how much he means to me, and how much I need him, and how I desire him. There's a difference in saying I love you, but then going into detail. So with that same thought process, make love to Jesus. God, you are such an amazing God. You are wonderful. You are kind. You are so sweet to me. You are gentle in my soul. You are an awesome, wonderful, magnificent friend. You are powerful. You are mighty. And you'll understand even now, like, oh my gosh, I'm talking to you guys and telling you and giving you examples, but I feel him. You know what I mean? Like, I feel it's like I got chills all over my body because he moves, he reacts to us making love to him. You don't have to think of it just like when you, in the natural, people think making love is just physical. It's not. That's just sex. But the making love part, you're intentional. You're intentional with every touch. You're intentional with every kiss, every caress. You are involved, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. You have connected. And that's the same way you got to be in your relationship with God. You have to be connected. You got to be intentional. You got to be focused and involved. And you got to make him know, because that's how God is with us. He's very intentional. He's very involved. He's not just basically just passing on through. No, he knows us by name. He knows the very number of each hair on our head. He is intentional, and he desires for us to have that same enthusiasm and that same love and passion and devotion for him, just as you would have, and even more so, what you would have for your spouse. That passionate desire. Oh, I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I need you. I'm gonna go crazy without you. That's relationship. Religion is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's just checking things off your list. You're not really involved. You're not really focused. You're not really intentional. You just know, I got to do it. It's necessary for me to do it. And don't get me wrong. I'm going to interject real quick. Let's put a little asterisk in what I'm about to say. Sometimes, especially if you've been saved for a while, sometimes you're going to have those dry seasons where it seems as though, oh, I cannot find the energy. I can't find the enthusiasm to serve and to read and to pray like I need to. And so this is something that we've always been taught. That's why it's so important when you are able to, and especially when you first start off, that you store up in order for you to make it through those dry seasons. Just like Joseph. Joseph let Pharaoh know you're going to have 7 seasons of plenty, or 7 years of plenty and 7 years of lack. So right now, in your 7 years of plenty, you need to store up. Okay? Store up. Because in those 7 years of lack, you're going to be able to draw from what you stored. And that's the same way in your prayer life, reading, fasting. Store up now, so that when you get into those dry seasons, you're able to draw. You're able to tell God, God, right now, it feels like the hardest thing in the world to be able to read or to pray or to be intentional or to go to church. Is hard right now. I need you to remember when. I need some of those prayers that I prayed, that fasting that I did, that reading that I did. I need you to stir something up down on the inside of me in order to help me make it through. So that's where it is, like, you have to be intentional right now. So I wanted to make sure that I let you guys know that, because I myself, I've been saved 6 years, and yeah. Has it been 6 years? Oh yeah, it's been 6 years. I've been saved for 6 years, and I have had moments where I was dry. I'm like, especially around the time I lost my uncle at the end of 2018, I went through a bad dry season. It was a lot of emotions and a lot of things that were going on in my mind, and I really just didn't know how to handle it. I thought I was prepared for it, and I wasn't. And I had never lost anyone that immediate and that close to me before, especially in the way he passed away. We just kind of watched him deteriorate. I can't speak, but it was hard for me, and I went through a dry season, and I wouldn't have made it through without my store up, without my reaching into the basket like, hey, because I went through a hard time, and I was going through, I was just kind of going through the motions, but my heart was just so broken and confused and weary, and I just didn't know what to do. So I'm not gonna ramble, because y'all know I'll ramble. But yes, so we want to focus on relationship over religion. And there may be times, I've said this before too, like there may be times where you really don't feel like reading your Bible. And it's not that you don't want to, you just don't feel like it. I mean, we get tired. We're human, running around and stuff like that. We don't even have kids yet. And sometimes I'll be like, Lord, how am I gonna handle this when we do? Because I'm tired now. I need a nap, okay? So for those of you who have kids, I can't even imagine. But it's sometimes where you just like, Lord, I just don't even feel like reading. Like my mind is drained, my heart is drained, my body is drained. And that's where you kind of have to tell God, be honest with him, because he already knows. And one of the tricks of the enemy is to keep you from being honest, because if you don't be honest about it, it'll eat you up. Because I went through that myself, where I'm like, I really do not feel like it. Like, I just want to lay here and watch Shaza sunset. Like, I don't want to do nothing. And then I would pick it up, but I would kind of pick up my Bible grudgingly. And I didn't get nothing from it because I didn't feel like it, and I just wasn't being honest about it. And so I started telling God, like, God, I really don't have the energy to do it right now. And every single time it's like he would give me a push like, Keisha, this isn't benefiting me. It's benefiting you. This is what you need to do in order to stay connected to me. This is something that's necessary for your life and for your growth. And it's like every time I'm reminded of that, it gives me a boost of energy. Like, even if you just go into Psalms and Proverbs, or even if you're just taking a quick prayer and just asking God for strength and just thanking him, do something, okay? And he will give you the strength to do something. So that's what I was thinking about when it came to relationship over religion, and so I've been trying to be very, very intentional about my relationship with God, not just going through saying the everyday okie doke prayers. We kind of get into a habit and a flow, just like you bless your food and Lord, thank you, Jesus, for this food and the hands that prepared it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, but instead be a little more intentional. Like, Lord, thank you for this food. Every single thing that's in it that's not like you, I need you to clear it out. Let it be good for the nourishment of my body. And the person that took the time to make it, bless them abundantly. Bless them. You know what I mean? Just put a little more effort into your prayer. So that's what he's been having me to do. I started this Bible plan on YouVersion. If you guys do not have the YouVersion Bible app, I highly recommend it. It is an awesome, awesome tool. There's literally a Bible plan for everything. Okay? YouVersion, whoever decided to make that app is bomb. Thank God, because it is an awesome, awesome tool. But I started this Bible plan. It's called Dangerous Prayers. And at first I'm like, I'm praying dangerously, okay? I'm praying against everything that's not like God. And I started reading this plan, and on day one, I was like, Keisha, your prayers might be kind of okie doke. Because the way they were talking, I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like, you kind of, So I have been even intentional about my prayer life, because the enemy hears when we talking to the Lord, okay? And he kind of get used to what we're saying, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with praying for the same people and stuff like that, but start finding different, pray your normal, but think about other stuff. Think outside the box, stuff that you didn't even realize that needed to be prayed over. You know what I mean? And so this plan is helping me. I'm like, you know what? And it's just all bringing it back around of being intentional and being in a relationship versus having a religion. You know what I mean? Because it's like religion says pray. Relationship says speak from your very heart, down on the inside. Be intentional about every single prayer that you pray, and be focused, and go in it with force and intention and grit. And I'm telling you, I got hyped this morning in the shower because I was in there praying, and I got happy myself. Like, this is good. Anyways, pause. Let me go forward. So, yes. So relationship versus religion. Be intentional, okay? That is the word we're going to keep focusing on. Be intentional in your relationship with God. Be intentional in your relationship with your spouse, your family, your kids, your friends, your coworkers. Be intentional. Customers, patience, whatever it is, be intentional. Be intentional. Don't just skate, slide through life. Like, be intentional. Take a walk. Take it in. You know what I'm saying? Take it in. Like, I keep thinking about that scripture that he came that we might have life and that more abundantly. And at first I'm like, the abundantly part is just us making it to heaven. But God doesn't mean for us to just, kind of barely fit in in life on earth. Like, he wants us to have a full and purpose-filled life. His purpose-filled life. And God does all things great. He does all things honest and worthy to be praised. If we belong to him, why are we walking in mediocrity? Why are we just doing the bare minimum? Like, I'm sick of the bare minimum. Okay, I want to be above average. Not average. I want to be above average because of who I belong to. And I want to walk in what he has for me and all of it, and walk in it with confidence. Like, I got on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm stepping in. You understand what I'm saying? So I want y'all to be intentional. And I forgot one part, and this just popped in my head, so I know it wasn't nobody but God. Be intentional of your relationship with yourself. Intentionally love on you. Intentionally take time for you. Intentionally speak life into you. Oh, that was a king, y'all. Let me go on because I just got excited. I just got excited. So the other part that he brought to my attention is, do not fight the process. When you start being intentional in your relationship with God, when you start having a relationship with God and not just a religion with God, there's going to be some changes that's going to pop up. Okay? There's no way that you start giving your all to God and you start being intentional in your relationship with God and he doesn't start working on you. And it don't always feel good. Let me be the first to tell you, okay? He's going to start showing you things you might have known or didn't know about yourself. He's going to get down in those ugly parts. You understand what I'm saying? Those things that you don't even like talking about, barely even like thinking about. He'll start showing you those things because the goal is to take off the old man and to put on the new. So he's going to start changing you. That word is going to start changing you. Your prayer life is going to start changing you. And when that happens, do not fight the process. And what that means is, do not allow your will to overpower God's will. Do not allow what you want to overpower what God wants. See, we'll get into this thing and we'll get on the altar, we'll pray, and we'll tell God, God, I want you to more of you, less of me, and take anything out of me that's not like you, and show me my enemies, and show me who's for me and not against me, and make me more like you, and teach me how to love, and teach me how to do this and do that. And then when he starts bringing situations around and starts showing you this person isn't for you, you fighting, mad, going off. When he starts presenting situations to teach you humbleness, you mad, fighting, going off. And you're fighting the process because you're worrying about your way and you're not allowing God's way to kind of step in and kill and crucify that old man. That's why Paul said, my flesh got to die daily. That means what I think, what I want, what I need, what I feel, what I am, it has to die daily. Because in this flesh dwelleth no good thing. I'm born in sin, shaped in iniquity. That's what I am. The only reason why I'm here and I'm standing here today, the only reason why I'm even counted worthy to speak this to you or to be involved in who God is because of who God is. It's not me. There's nothing good about me. The best thing and the only thing that I ever did was say yes. And even that's by his grace and mercy. His hand is in everything. So if we're fighting him every step of the way, when you gonna change? Like, how you gonna change? Because you're fighting him. You're fighting him. That's why even Jesus, and this is such an important part on two parts, because a lot of people, even when we have those moments of weaknesses where we're like, oh, why is this happening to me? I'm tired. Why? And people kind of bash you and beat you up because you have that moment. And I'm not saying, and let me clarify, because I'm not backing up what I said earlier about fighting the process, because that's absolutely something that we need to stop doing. We need to stop complaining and fighting the process every step of the way. But what I mean is when you've been going through, like, let's say you running. I'm running good. I'm keeping my pace. And then I start getting tired and I slow down. I slow down. And I get slower. And then I stop. Whew, I'm tired. I need to take a break. And all those people that saw me running, instead of them stopping to make sure I'm okay, instead of them stopping and helping encourage me to start running again, look at her. She done stopped. Look at her. She tired. What kind of, no. Because even Jesus had a moment where he's like, hey, is it possible we ain't got to do this? I'm paraphrasing, of course. But for real, is it possible? Management, hey, is this absolutely necessary? But the second important part is he followed it up. Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. All right? So that's what we got to start doing, even though we may be going through, because we all go through. We got to follow up with the nevertheless. And that's also an important part for those that I was talking about, that's pointing at those who have stopped or have slowed down along the way. Don't talk about them. Don't talk about them, especially if you know that they're trying. Don't talk about them and beat them up. Hey, you all right? You was going at a good pace. What's going on? You okay? You need help? Come on. Let me help you. That's how we're supposed to be. I know my neighbors can't stand me. If any of my neighbors is watching this, I love y'all. But for real. So we got to stop fighting the process, okay? And we got to stop fighting the process, and we got to start being more intentional in our relationship with God. It's not easy all the time. It's not. You know what I mean? Because a lot of stuff goes on throughout the day and it's not always easy. But with anything, practice makes perfect. You just got to keep trying and not just say, hey, I'm trying. No, when the opportunity presents itself for you to do what you need to do, don't just say I'm trying. Actually try. Because the opportunity is going to present itself. I just got, Lord, I need you. Lord, I need patience. Whew. All the situations that pop up that require me to be patient. And Lord, I failed to me, but God. So that's what I want to leave y'all today with, is two things. It's a two-parter, almost like a three-parter, but the first two kind of, they peanut butter and jelly, one sandwich. All right. Hey, that sounds pretty good. So one sandwich. So the first one is relationship, not religion. Be intentional with God. Okay? The second part is stop fighting the process. Even though it may not feel good, even though you may get tired, even though you may get frustrated, even though you may get sad, even though it may feel like you're not making any progress, don't fight the process. Do not stop. Do not give up. Do not give in. Okay? Please don't. And try to be, another good thing is have community. Okay? Not community that is trying to get you to do the old things that you're trying to step away from. Not community who wants to talk about the pastor and then pray. Not community that wants to go do bad things and then say, God's gonna forgive me. No. We need community, like-minded people that are pursuing the throne of God on a consistent basis. Even though we may have tests and trials, even though we may have moments of weakness, we are still actively pressing every single day. That type of community. You are who you surround yourself with. So be mindful of the community that you have. If you do not have a community, if you feel like you are alone and there's no one that you can talk to, you have nobody that's going to pray for you and study with you and uplift you and help you and push you, please, 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 please reach out to us, okay? We are broken beautifully. I answer these messages, these comments myself, okay? And I got my husband, and we'll work together, because that's one thing I thank God for. We both have a heart for the people. We want to see people saved, and not just religious saved. We want saved. Okay, that's what we always talk about, saved. So if you feel like you're alone, please reach out. Facebook, Instagram, We Are Broken Beautifully. Send a message. I will get back with you. I will pray for you and with you. We have our prayer list. We will add you to our prayer list. If you need help or ideas with scriptures and Bible plans and things of that nature, please reach out. Like I said, YouVersion. Any and everything that you could possibly think of, from porn addiction to homosexual and lesbian thoughts, to miscarriages, to looking for a spouse, for in your season of singleness, whatever you can possibly think of, YouVersion got a plan for it. I'm serious. It's crazy. Like, they real, because we as Christians, we face all those different things. We may face them differently, but we facing stuff. Every day it's a battle. So don't feel like you're by yourself. We are here. Leave your comments below, please. We want to hear from you. I want to connect with you. I'm not just trying to create a platform for myself. I want another way to be able to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. I want people to be saved, to be delivered, to be set free, to be healed from brokenness and things that they're going through. This is nowhere, in no way, shape, or form, no matter how much I laugh and have a good time, because that's just me, but I'm serious about the work of God. I'm serious about it. I love it. I want to be involved in it. And that's why I'm very honest about the struggles that I go through, because I know that me being honest about it will help other people realize it's okay to be honest about it. And that's really what we need in this society. So you guys, don't forget, relationship, not religion. Be intentional in your relationship with God, and do not fight the process, okay? Do not fight the process. I love you guys. I will see you next Wednesday. Remember to hit thumbs up if you like this video. Share and help somebody. Don't forget to subscribe so you are the first to get notification when our videos post. And do not forget that all the information that I said I will leave in the comments below will be below. I cannot talk. So I'm going to leave all the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, the names for our platforms. I love you guys. I'm praying for you guys. And let's go into this new year. It's been a rough year for 2020. Okay. So let's start now being more intentional. So we go in 2021 like, no more just laying down and taking it. All right. No more just sitting back and being beat up on. Let's fight back, but not fighting back the way the world wants us to fight back. We're going to fight on our knees. We're going to fight in our word. We're going to fight in family and in love and in patience and in kindness and humbleness. The enemy doesn't have a response for that. It confuses him. He pauses. What the heck is happening? I literally just made it to where she's not going to be able to pay her rent. I literally just made it to where she's barely going to have enough food to feed her kids. I literally just made it to where he lost his job for no reason. Why are they praying? Why are they smiling? Why are they laughing? Why are they praising God? I'm confused. And then what happens is the curtain opens up and the glory of God, yes, God, he steps in When we give him praise despite our situation, he steps in. He comes out on the scene like, I came to see about you. And he makes a way out of no way. Our deliverance is in the praise. All right. I love y'all. I thank y'all. I'm so excited for this journey. Let's continue to do what we need to do for God. It's all about him. All right.